picture. Okay, in order for us to, get to the next step, that's the only way you would have to do it. Also, you can do, let me see, create clipping mask, duplicate group. Kind of wonder how you would do that without having to drag it in there, but yeah, just do it this way though. We're just gonna apply it. So this is actually like, as a rasterized image now, the picture. Oh, it's kind of doing some weird things now. It's because of all the layers that we have here. So it's not a big deal though, but we're just gonna hide one of them. Oh, don't worry about it though, because we're going to change some of the effects. So on this layer here for your outside portrait, we're going to do filter and liquify. So we're going to do like a liquify effect for the picture. Basically with the liquify though, you want to actually just click and drag the edges a little bit further. So I'll make the brush a little bit bigger. I'm just going to drag these edges even further. So it's going to make it make the picture look a little bit weird. Okay, but it's like this is important though, because we're gonna have to use these little things that are dragged over as part of her picture. Now just be really careful with dragging her face and her eyes, just because it'll make more sense when I show you like what we're gonna do like with this part of the hair. Just because those are actually things that we can actually see in the picture, but just be really careful of that. This looks pretty good though, what I have here. But the liquify tool is kind of funny what you can do with the face using that tool. So we're gonna click OK on that, and this is what we have right here. So actually, I need to drag this below your inside portrait. So basically, we're gonna use like these things on the outer edge as like part of the thing that we're gonna cut out in the picture. Okay, so basically, you're gonna create a layer mask now on this layer. So layer mask, reveal all, and we're going to erase parts of the pictures. Now, before we erase it though, you're going to have to download a set of brushes. So there's going to be these dispersion brushes that you're going to use. All you're going to do is just double click on the zip file, double click on there, and basically you're just going to double click on each of these like one time. So you just double click on one time. Do this for each of the files. Just so you can see like what brushes you can have. So these brushes are actually automatically loading onto Photoshop as we speak. Don't like double click it a lot though, because you'll have like a lot of copies of those brushes. So if you click on your brush tool and you scroll all the way to the bottom, these are all the brushes that we've uploaded. Now for some reason, if you double click on it like a lot of times, like what I'm doing here, it's gonna load there multiple times. Okay, so just make sure not to do that though. But if you've loaded it twice, or more times than you need, then just make sure to delete it. So you can just delete the group to get rid of these extra brushes you don't need. So I'm going to just take a look at these brushes. So splatter, that's going to be basically splatter paints you can use. Let's see what else we have here. I usually like the particle ones. So I'm gonna try to use the particle ones, but particle ones, this is like just for different particles you can use. So I'm just gonna start off with this one here, and I'll make it a little bit smaller. Oops. Make my brush a little bit smaller. And you might want to leave the brush tool open. So brush settings, I want to say, yeah. So brush settings, you can leave it open on the side here. But basically you're going to just erase like parts of the picture. So you can use the black, erase it. You can also rotate the brush too. You want to try like different directions, change up your size, add some variety to it. This is like the part where we're just kind of like erasing parts of the picture. Alright, so we're just erasing parts of the pictures, and then you have to go onto the inside portrait here. So this layer here, you're going to do the same thing too. You're going to just erase parts of the picture to kind of create that effect that you want. And then just be careful though, because it's going to overlap this picture here. So this part you want to actually erase all of the portrait. So we're just going to erase all of it. I'm actually just using it as a brush to erase this side completely. Okay, so I'm just erasing this side completely off. The only thing that we need is just like that edge though. Because, I don't want that face to show up when we look at it. So that's pretty good. So you kind of have to go back and forth between these two layers, but this one's gonna, erase the picture, and then this one will, bring out like the outside part. So I'm actually gonna go back with the white, and I'm gonna try to bring back some more of this part here. But you have to kind of go back and forth between the two in order to get it to work. And you can always change up your brushes too. So maybe I want to try like a different one. So add some variety to it. Alright, so oops. You don't have to go like clicking crazy. You can just try out things. And you see like the shoulder here, it looks kind of weird. So, this is like what I was talking about before. Like, if you know what it is though, then it's like, you have to like kind of erase it to kind of create the illusion that you can't see that no more. Like, I'm trying to get rid of that weird looking shoulder there. So, maybe I might not want to even include that part in the picture anymore. But, you just have to keep working on it until you get to it. But, you have to go back and forth too. So, like, this one's going to be like the inside of the portrait. And I'm going to try to get a little bit more of her face in it. Oops, a little too far. But you kind of get the idea, though. It's like you have to just, keep playing around with it so you get like the desired effect that you want. I mean, this looks pretty good, though, what I have here. I'm going to clean up the edges a little bit more. And, it does take some time to get it to look, effective in the portrait.